Morning Year 4, Mrs Willis here. So today we're thinking about eyewitnesses. And in our story, when we look through the pages of the book, we see that there are several people that noticed or may have noticed some of the events of that day. So the first group of people that may have spotted something are these nuns. The first time the nuns are near the penguin is when he falls out of his box from the back of the bike, but they're looking the other way at that point. They gather together in Trafalgar Square, and perhaps some of them could have noticed the cats on one side chasing the penguin on the other. I actually think a couple of the nuns are looking straight at the penguin, so maybe they would be really good eyewitnesses. Later in the story, we see that the nuns have visited the zoo and they are there at the moment that the penguin reappears in its enclosure with its other penguin friends. So maybe some of the nuns could be quite good eyewitnesses. Perhaps thinking about the businessman here, who's setting off down the steps into the underground to catch the train. The penguin's following him in this picture. In this picture, the penguin's still following him on the escalator. And then in this picture, it looks to me as if that businessman may have nodded off while he's standing up on the train. Is he a good eyewitness? Did he see much? I wonder. This lady with her little dog walking behind the penguin, or next to the penguin at this point, but behind the businessman, may she have seen more than the businessman? She may have just spotted the penguin to her right as she looks out the corner of her eye, maybe. And then we see that the penguin is sitting alongside her on the train. So they must have got on the train at the same time as each other. And I do think the dog has definitely noticed the penguin. And it looks as if they're both reading the newspaper that tells us that the penguin is still missing. Behind the seat of the train, you can see that the three naughty cats are looking in at the penguin. Is there a chance that maybe the lady with the dog hears them or notices something behind her? Somebody else on the train is the waiter who's going to work at the restaurant. We see him in the next picture. But we didn't see him coming down into the underground station, so I think he may have already been on the train. It looks like he's been reading his newspaper for quite a long time. Do you think he might have noticed when a penguin sat next to him? Do you think he might notice that there are three cats behind him? Perhaps he doesn't see the penguin, but perhaps he can smell the penguin. Maybe he can smell the fish that the penguin has been eating. Or is he so busy reading that he doesn't notice anything? We see in the next picture that he is at work, handing a bottle of wine to his waiter friend, and then serving the customers in the restaurant. Now, if you look carefully, you will see that at the outside of the window of the restaurant, you can see a little signpost that's telling you that the restaurant is open. And that might be important because it is where the fountain is, where the cats have finally tracked down the penguin, and the penguin does escape. We know that. So this is where the little bird explains to the policeman what has just been going on and tells the policeman all about the cats. So do you think possibly the waiter may have just noticed either the bird or the policeman, or seen the penguin and the cats outside of the restaurant window? I wonder. Back to the policeman. Is he a good eyewitness? Did he see very much, or did he just hear about the information from the bird? We do know that he takes the bird very seriously and follows up the information by calling the other policemen or the other police, because we've got 2 police cars now on the road behind, ready to arrest the cats. Okay, so we have there several eyewitnesses in the story. We have the nuns, the businessman, the lady with the dog, the waiter, and the policeman. Who do you think would have made a good eyewitness? What do you think that person may have heard, smelt, noticed on their journey that day? Have a little think about that.